He was an icon. He was established. He was like a monument. You had to bow down to Congie before you could, start your day.
Well, Congie was a special person. I mean, I don't know that I've really ever met anybody like Congie, and don't know that I really ever will.
He was a no BS kind of person. He didn't want any BS from you, and he wouldn't give you any BS.
When you're friends with Congie and you think, well, this guy, has dealt with all these issues. His father got killed in a traffic accident when he was 16, and then he had to, obviously deal with the 100 broken bones when he was a kid. He never complained about anything.
Never took pity with the cards that he was dealt.
And that was the most amazing thing. I mean, he had so many chances in life where he could have just not cared anymore or given up, and he never did that.
Congie DeVito first came into contact with West Point Thoroughbreds the week after he graduated with honors from Temple University. He called Terry Finley wanting to invest into a partnership on a racehorse.
And he wanted to give himself a present. He's a very charismatic kid at that time. It was about 12 years ago. So, yeah, that was his gift to himself for graduating from college. So I thought it was a pretty cool gift.
Shortly after, Congie would call Finley, not only to talk horses, but how he could make the West Point Thoroughbreds website better.
Congie kept bugging me saying, I can do it. So one thing led to another, and he kept bugging me. I think he called me for like 3 weeks straight, and finally we decided to meet, and the rest is history.
His title was communications director, but in reality, Congie did everything.
Unfortunately, on February the 16th, at the young age of 35, Congie DeVito died from complications of osteogenesis imperfecta, more commonly known as brittle bone disease, which afflicted him since birth.
It's been hard, since we lost Congie. There wasn't a day go by where I didn't talk to Congie on the phone.
I was fortunate I get to be one of the people to give eulogy at Congie's funeral. And certainly there were very sad moments, but it was really a celebration of his life.
I know he died young. He died at 35 years of age, but he figured out life. And I'd have to admit, when I look at all the people in my life, and we all have a lot of people in our lives, I'm not sure I'd apply that saying to that many people at this point.
Now, Congie's friends and colleagues are hoping King Congie, a horse named in Congie's honor, can run well in Keeneland's signature race, the Toyota Bluegrass Stakes, and punch his own ticket to the Kentucky Derby.
I don't know, it could be a Cinderella story of the decade.
It's King Congie and Javier Castellano, and they win the Tropical Park Derby.
If anybody tells you that they're an owner and they tell you that they don't dream about the Derby, they're lying to you, or they're out of their mind, because everybody does it. And I used to kind of downplay it, but I don't downplay it now. It's what we're in the game for. We're not saying he's the best horse, but if he runs well, I think he will have earned the right to go compete on the first Saturday in May.
When he died, I wrote a little piece for the company just to kind of describe what I think is maybe going on in heaven right now. That he's out of his wheelchair, that he's running, and that he's hugging a lot of people. And those are the kind of things that you do after your horse wins a big stake or wins the Kentucky Derby. You run to the winner's circle, you hug a lot of people. And I know that, in the great beyond, in heaven, that if we were to get lucky with King Congie, all those things that he could never do when he was tied to the chair, he's doing.